Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be using this Sweet Sunday sketch number 263. I've wrote some measurements on there for the pieces that I'm going to cut, and this is designed for a square card, but I'm using this as inspiration. I'm kind of following the design, but I'm not making a square card, so I'm just making one of our standard cards. And I thought what I would use is the Carousel Horses. This one seemed to fit really, really well with this and be able to showcase the stamp set and the dies. So I've already pre-cut and pre-stamped and pre-colored everything just to make it a little bit easier. And then the colors I'm going to be using is Pool Party, Pretty Peacock, and Bubble Bath. And then I have some metallic paper from my stash that I have that I've used. I don't think is available anymore with Stampin' Up, but any metallic paper will work. So those are the three colors. Alright, to start we're going to need a card base that's 4 1/4 by 11.5, scored at 5.5. You'll need a piece of white card base that is 4 1/2 by 3 3/4. And then for this card I'm using Bubble Bath. This is 4 by 5 1/4. So this is just going to be a matte layer that we're going to place everything on. And then for the pieces that go across, I'm bringing in the Pretty Peacock and the Pool Party. And this is 1 inch by 3 3/4, and this is a 1/2 inch by 5, I believe. Yes, 1/2 inch by 5. Okay, and then I've pre-die cut all of the pieces. So the fun part about this die, it's just a fun die. So I did this, it says it's silver, but it looks more metal or more purple to me. So these are the pieces that get cut from this die here. It cuts this piece and this long piece here. This die does. And then this die cuts this piece. So when we're cutting the carousel main body, this is the die for that. So it cuts it out like this, and then it has these other pieces that pop out. So what I did is I actually cut 6 of these in 3 different colors so that I could alternate, and I'll show you some of the samples that I worked on. I've pre-stamped and die cut the horses and the sentiment. And so now we're just going to go ahead and assemble the card. Now the paper I got from the designer series paper 6x6 pack that goes with all of our color families. So 2 of the colors, the Pool Party and the Bubble Bath, come from the Subtles, and then the Pretty Peacock comes from the Brights collection. Let me make sure. Pretty Peacock, where are you? Maybe not. Pretty Peacock comes from, oh, the Regals. Sorry, the 6x6 Regals. And so those 6x6 packs have 4 of each color in that color family, 2 of each design. So there's the one design, so you get 2 pages of this, and then the other one has hearts and some other patterns on it. Okay, so to start with the assembly of the card, first let's go ahead and attach these 2 pieces here. We'll move that aside really quick. And what we're going to do, I'm going to use the stripe. You can decide which side you want, but for this side, for the side piece, this is the larger, the 1/2 inch by 5. I am going to actually just attach this here on the side. And then I'm going to take my Coastal Cabana, and I want the dotted, the polka dot side up. And I'm just going to place that on top, and I'm actually going to decide how far down I want, and I'm just going to line it up so there's just a smidge right there, try to make it even, and then put that across. So this is prepped and ready, and we could actually just attach this to the card base. That attached to the card base, and then we can finish assembling the rest of the card. Okay, there's that. Now for this, I'm going to start with my largest die cut piece here, and I'm going to get that glue on that. And then I'm going to go ahead, and you're going to have your longest side. I'm turning it sideways, it's just easier for me. So you're going to have your 4.5 inch side. I'm laying it sideways, so your long ways is going to be, and we're going to trim this down a little bit, but I'm just trying to center this here so it's somewhat centered, and then go ahead and lay that down. I didn't get it quite centered, but that's okay. All right, so next we need to add these pieces. Here's my reverse tweezers to help me hold it, make sure I'm in frame. And I'm just gonna pop this in. Now the good thing about this die with these pieces, they're opposite corners, so you can easily, and I'm going to move you down a little bit closer here, so you can easily flip these angles around and fit them in. Okay, so now the next thing I want to do, I found it easier for me to line this up and glue this down first to be able to line up where I want the horses. So I'm actually using these two lines here to help line this up and kind of center. So I don't know if you can see, there's these lines right there and right there that I'm using to line up within here to kind of center that. And I'm just going to add glue to the top portion, not to the bottom portion. Make sure it's evenly spaced, and just put that up there, and then that flower on top. Now the reason I did that is because I'm going to put my horses down next, and I want to be able to flip that under there, and you want this to be at least level with that or a little bit below it. So now we're going to go ahead and add our horses. Lay that there, flip it, make sure it's straight, and then get this one added. Okay, so now that we have our horses added, now we can add the bottom. So this long piece that gets cut with that die will go right here underneath, and you'll just kind of center that on there. and it lines up with the bottom of the carousel. So right here, kind of center that right there, make sure that's down. Then you're going to take this piece, and this piece is going to just stack right on top of there. And I'm going to use, so if you see these peaks, I'm going to use these 2 peaks right here. So there's the 2 center ones. There's 6 peaks, and we're going to use the 2 center ones. And I'm using, I don't know if you can see the embossed right here. I'm using this embossed section of this pole to line up these 2 peaks and just kind of have that pole running in the center, and that'll kind of center that piece on there. Make sure that's down. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and add this. Put a little bit here. Perfect, and that just really helps center that piece. Okay, so we have our carousel together. Now what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to trim this down. I cut it longer because I wasn't sure, you know, I want to make sure I have enough room to work in there. So I'm actually going to cut this down, and I'm just going to, I think I'm cutting it down to 4, and you could always change the size of this, and I can use that for sentiment strip. Okay. So now we can go ahead and place this on the card. Let's go ahead and get glue on the back. And I don't care if it's lined up. I think that's kind of the fun part of this design, is that it's not completely lined up. It gives it kind of a fun, whimsical thing. And then I went ahead and cut the banner, stamped this, and there's little flowers that are in the stamp set that I just put on the side, and I put it to match the back paper. So I'm just going to glue this down right there. And there's our finished carousel card. Now we're going to do a little bit more, but I wanted to show you some of the ones that I did. So this is the first one I did, trying to keep stuff on the bottom, but I left that white piece. I just wasn't real happy with it. I mean, it's cute, but it wasn't, for me, it didn't work well. So I played around some more, which I'm glad I cut all 6. So here is some more cards playing with the mix of colors, and I don't have any card bases. These are not on card bases yet, so, but it's fun. You could always just have these ready to go, the mats, and have them ready for the card bases. And this one I did the silver. So pretty. Now I thought what we would do is just step this one up a little bit. I have some of these gems. I don't remember what kind they are, but they are from Stampin' Up. And I thought it would be fun just to pop some gems on here. And we have these areas here. So I'm going to go with these small ones here. I'm going to put some up there. And then I thought it would be kind of fun to put them on here as well. So I'm going to put them where those ovals are. If you see these ovals right here, it's a great spot to use to put some of these. So cute. And it just adds some more dimension to the birthday card. All right, so there is our finished card. And like I said, you can cut, if you cut 6 of these, you'll get 6 cards, and then you can just alternate the colors as I did. So with this Coastal Cabana, I did one with the peacock instead of the pink inside. And for coloring the horses, this stamp set has really, it's you just line it up and stamp, line it up and stamp, and your pieces are colored in. All right, well, thank you for joining me, and I will catch you on the next one.